Welcome, brave souls, to the ultimate list of the top 20 Greek gods with powers, personalities, and pettiness to shake all of Mount Olympus. Grab a lightning rod, because here come the strongest gods who made their marks in ways ancient Greece, and now you will never forget. Hecate, goddess of witchcraft, ghosts, and the occasional triple-headed dog, depending on the night. She's the one you call if you need a favor from beyond the grave, or if you're dabbling in the dark arts and don't mind a few spine-chilling side effects. Hecate's power isn't exactly flashy, but you don't want her to be. While the other gods were busy squabbling, Hecate was quietly mastering spells and shadow realms, so cross her at your own risk. Just don't expect her to haunt you like in the movies. She's too busy for that. Hypnos, god of sleep, the ultimate snoozer. His power? Making you nap so deeply that you'd forget your own name, if he wanted. Hypnos once put Zeus into a deep sleep to save the day in the Trojan War. Bold move, given Zeus' legendary wrath. But Hypnos has no time for drama. He's got dreams to deliver, naps to induce, and mortals to lull into a heavy slumber. Imagine a magical sandman with divine stamina, and if Hypnos visits you, just know that staying awake is not an option. Pan, god of the wild, known for his unique look and even stranger approach to social gatherings. Half goat, half man, all nature's chaos incarnate. Pan can inspire panic. Yes, that's where we got the word, by simply looking your way. He's got the power to make even the bravest warrior flee with a single eerie tune. Basically, he's the wild uncle who prefers the forest over the fancy halls of Olympus. If you feel a chill in the forest, it's either Pan playing his pipes or Mother Nature telling you to mind your own business. Nemesis, the goddess of revenge and cosmic payback. Not a fan of egos, arrogance, or cheating at dice games, she'll happily ruin your week, month, or life if she senses you've gotten too big for your own sandals. She operates with a silent but deadly kind of power, ensuring that cosmic balance is always restored. Ever wonder why bad things happen to certain people? Just assume Nemesis is somewhere smirking with her scales. With Nemesis, the scales will tip, and usually they don't tip in your favor. Eris, goddess of the rainbow and designated divine messenger. She's fast, efficient, and fabulous, basically the UPS of Olympus, if UPS could pull off a rainbow look. Eris might not be the strongest on this list, but she has the ear of Zeus and the speed to outpace Hermes if she wants to. She's the deity that arrives just when you need her, typically with a message that either saves your life or spells certain doom. Subtle, she is not. Helios, the original sun god, clocking in every day for a ride around the world in his chariot of fire. While he's been somewhat overshadowed by Apollo over the centuries, Helios still shines bright, literally. It's hard to miss the giant fiery ball in the sky. While he's a powerful god of illumination, it's really just the one job, sun up, sun down. No days off, but don't expect him to complain. After all, he's practically powered by solar ego. Eros, god of love, and romantic sabotage. Don't let the heart-shaped arrows fool you. This guy is about as reliable as a dating app. His aim is inconsistent at best, and he's just as likely to make you fall for your worst enemy as he is your soulmate. But that's just Eros. He's not here for stability, he's here for drama, and drama is what he delivers, one unpredictable arrow at a time. Thanatos, the god of death, always around the corner but never in a hurry. The brother of Hypnos, he's the quieter, darker sibling, patiently waiting for his turn. Known for his no-nonsense approach, Thanatos doesn't need to lift a finger to get the job done. He's all about silent inevitability, which is terrifying in itself. If he's around, there's no bargaining. When your time's up, it's up. No questions asked. Hebe, goddess of youth, essentially keeps the gods looking fabulous forever. Her secret? It's literally divine nectar. Hebe's less of a powerhouse and more of a VIP caterer for the gods, serving up ambrosia and a side of immortality. Sure, she might not be out there battling monsters, but the gods would age like mortals if it weren't for her. So, in a way, she's the silent hero of Olympus's endless youth. Eris, goddess of discord and chaos incarnate. She's the reason the Trojan War happened, and why you can't stop arguing with your friends over minor details. Eris is always up for a bit of mayhem, and her infamous golden apple set off one of the biggest conflicts in Greek history. Subtlety isn't her thing. Her power is in creating massive headaches for everyone involved. If something disastrous happened, odds are Eris tossed in the first stone, or apple. Hephaestus, god of fire and blacksmithing, is the unsung hero of Olympus. He's responsible for every shiny weapon, chariot, and indestructible armor that the gods brandish so proudly. Zeus may hurl lightning, but Hephaestus forged the thing. He's got the kind of power that doesn't need a lot of attention. It's all in the craftsmanship. Despite being thrown from Olympus as a child, thanks Zeus, he's built a reputation as the greatest inventor in the pantheon. You might think of him as blue-collar, but when he swings that hammer, everyone takes notice. Demeter, goddess of the harvest and seasonal mood swings. She's the reason crops grow, but when her daughter Persephone goes missing every winter, she's the reason they die. Demeter has the power to make the earth flourish or starve it, depending on her mood. Mortals have no choice but to wait out her grief cycle. The only time she's truly happy, when Persephone's around. Keep her daughter close, and it's an endless summer. Otherwise, brace for a cold shoulder. Hermes, god of travel, thieves, and general chaos. He's fast, clever, and never asks permission. Known for borrowing items he thinks he could use, Hermes is the guy who'll help you find your way. But you might end up a bit lighter on belongings. Known as the trickster of the gods, Hermes' real strength lies in getting out of tight spots, usually by talking his way out or vanishing before you notice. Poseidon, god of the sea, earthquakes, and everything wet. When he's in a good mood, the waters are calm. When he's not, better hope you're inland. Poseidon's moods directly affect his power. He's been known to sink cities on a whim. Considered one of the big three, along with Zeus and Hades, he has no shortage of influence or followers, mainly because they're terrified of upsetting him. Hera, queen of the gods, ruler of marriage and family, and not here for your excuses. Married to Zeus, which means her life is an endless soap opera of affairs and cover-ups. Hera's power is subtle, but effective. She commands respect on Olympus, not through strength, but sheer authority. Hera's also known for her vindictive streak. Cross her and expect a lifetime of trouble. Apollo, god of everything apparently. Sun, music, healing, poetry, prophecy, archery. He's the jack of all trades and good at all of them, which is frankly annoying. With the power to heal or curse, he's both feared and revered. Apollo isn't the most intimidating on this list, but he's popular with mortals, often throwing in the occasional prophecy for kicks. Athena, goddess of wisdom, strategy, and war. Known for her brains more than her brawn, but don't mistake that for weakness. She's Zeus's favorite, and her strength lies in her foresight, tactical mind, and endless patience. She rarely fights without reason, but when she does, it's usually over before it begins. Hades, the god of the underworld, ruler of the dead, and the ultimate don't mess with me deity. Hades is the kind of guy who doesn't ask for respect, he demands it with a single glare. While most gods dabble in mortal affairs for fun, Hades keeps a respectable distance, keeping to his underworld kingdom, which he runs like a meticulous manager. And don't let the dark, brooding exterior fool you. Hades is all about fairness. He's got strict policies down there, and unlike Zeus, he's pretty consistent with his one-way ticket rule. You come into his kingdom and you don't leave, unless he gets a rare case of sentimentality or someone manages to pull off a heist-level escape, a la Orpheus. But here's where things get interesting. Hades doesn't just rule the dead, he owns death. Everyone dies, so he essentially has more followers than any other god. And let's not forget Cerberus, his three-headed guard dog and the best bouncer in Greek mythology. You want out of the underworld? First, you have to get past that guy. Ultimately, Hades is powerful not because of flashy weapons or a penchant for thunderbolts, but because he's the most immovable force in the pantheon. Death waits for no one, and neither does Hades. Eris, the god of war. Not the strategic war or carefully planned battle kind of war. We're talking pure, unbridled chaos. If there's a blood-soaked battlefield in sight, Ares is there, usually right at the center, swinging his sword with reckless abandon. He doesn't want medals or trophies, he just wants carnage. Unlike his sister Athena, who's all about the strategic side of war, Ares represents the raw, violent, destroy everything in sight version. Let's be clear, Ares isn't really a people person. He's got a temper shorter than Zeus's list of faithful relationships, and his alliances are as fickle as a storm. But that doesn't mean he's not effective. Where Ares goes, devastation follows. It's why, despite his lack of friends on Olympus, no one questions his strength. He's the one you call if you want a town leveled or a civilization thrown into complete disarray. On the downside, Ares isn't exactly a think things through type. His approach to battle can backfire, but then again, if you're Ares, do you really care? As long as he's knee-deep in combat, he's happy. He's probably the most feared god on this list, not because he's the strongest in traditional terms, but because he's the most unpredictable. And when it comes to war, unpredictability is just as terrifying as brute force. And at number 1, Zeus. King of the gods, ruler of the skies, and part-time father to half the Greek heroes out there. Zeus doesn't just wield power, he is power. When he raises his hand, lightning bolts strike, and gods and mortals alike fall silent. Zeus's domain is the sky, thunder, justice, and, let's be honest, meddling in everyone's business. His control over the elements and his sheer command over the other gods make him the undisputed powerhouse of Olympus. But Zeus is more than just a glorified weather machine. He's the one keeping Olympus from devolving into total chaos, or at least as much as you can keep a group of overdramatic gods in line. Zeus's authority is so absolute that even the other gods think twice before crossing him, and if they do cross him, they usually regret it. Hera might argue that he's only kind of in charge, but let's face it, Zeus doesn't need anyone's permission to reign. He's got the loyalty, fear, and frankly the lightning bolts to back it up. Now, Zeus isn't perfect. In fact, he's probably the most flawed character on this list. His romantic escapades are more like a marathon of scandals, and he has a remarkable talent for angering his own family. But none of that takes away from his strength. To sum it up, Zeus isn't just the top god because of his power. He's number 1 because ultimately, he's everyone's problem. Every plot twist, every dispute, and every tragic hero in Greek mythology probably has Zeus's fingerprints all over it. It's good to be king, even if you're a bit of a disaster, because in the end, no matter how many other gods there are, there's only one Zeus, and that's probably for the best. So there you have it, folks. The gods, the legends, the personalities that kept ancient Greece both fascinated and terrified. And remember, if you feel a thunderbolt on the horizon, it's either Zeus messing with someone, Ares losing his temper, or Hades silently waiting, probably for you. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. See you next time.